So I'm gonna zoom in. There we go. Click on this here. Oh. All right. Hi Soul Fam, welcome back to my channel, Soup for the Soul Tarot or Tea Time Tarot if you are watching this on my YouTube. So I've already pre-shuffled the cards, okay? You can pick whatever card you feel most drawn towards, and again, this is a forecast for the sign of Virgo for the month of April. And let's jump into the first card here. Straight away, we have Reflection in the reverse, number 19. I'll show you what it looks like in the upright position there. Okay. All right. So, some of you in the month of April could be traveling. Perhaps you are physically relocating, maybe to a different state, maybe across the country, maybe to a different city, okay? But I do feel like wherever you're moving to is pretty different, if not significantly different from where you're currently located. And I do feel like you're making peace during this transition. You don't know what to expect, but you're hoping for the best. And I think you are kind of maybe closing, you're closing loops, something I'm hearing. You're closing loops, maybe with people, maybe you're making sure that you have closure in the connections that you've made where you're currently living. I feel like you didn't really want to burn bridges. It's not like you're running away. It's something that I'm feeling. It's not like you're running away from your current address, you know. It's just that, I don't know, it's just time for you to move on. That's something that I'm getting here. It's something that maybe you've been planning for a while, maybe 5 months or more. Okay, doesn't necessarily have to be, but I do feel like you've been planning this for some time because you've accepted this. All right, you're not resisting this change. Let's pull some tarot here. One more shuffle for good measure. In the month of April. Okay, first card, we have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. The Eight of Pentacles. Of course, we have so much earth energy, right? The Empress in the reverse. The Five of Wands in the reverse. Okay. Bottom of the deck. The Six of Wands in the reverse. So maybe you're making closure, or you have made closure with friends or co-workers that were like friends. Okay, if you're leaving, obviously if you're moving, you're leaving behind your current job, but I feel like with people you worked with, you've already discussed, you know, you've already discussed what maybe your plans are. Maybe you've kind of allocated responsibilities to the right people that were once your responsibilities. Okay. However, I do feel like in the month of April, you are really thinking about this Empress energy in the reverse. I feel like with this person, you, for whatever reason, haven't closed the loop in this situation. There's still something open-ended. Maybe you left this person without answers, or you're leaving this person without answers or without closure. You may feel like this person is going to be very upset with you. Okay, but I do feel like you're having to move on. Again, whether that's physically, I do feel like, again, a lot of you that are choosing this pile are actually relocating. You may be moving out, you know. For some of you here, maybe you're newly single, or you will be in the month of April, and you chose to put yourself first, and maybe you've been thinking about this for some time, but the person that you're with may not understand why. This Empress also may have children. Okay, whether they're children from a previous relationship or your own children, I do feel like this Empress may have children. And again, may not be taking this very lightly. All right, let's pull an oracle here. Actually, they're telling me to pull one from my gemstone deck. So let's see what's up here. Let's see what this Empress in reverse wants to say. Yeah, this person really doesn't want to let you go. It's something that I'm feeling. Okay. Turquoise, happiness. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Bottom of the deck, we have Ruby, infinity. Stop acting so small. You are the universe in ecstatic motion. I do feel like this person doesn't understand why making this decision to distance yourself, to separate from this connection, would make you happy. I feel like this person didn't really know where you were at emotionally, you know, and I do feel like this person is very codependent on you, if not financially, maybe emotionally, okay? And this person feels as if they're small, as if they can't do this without you. You know, I do feel like you've put in a lot of effort here with the Eight of Pentacles. And maybe you've discussed this with, again, friends, close friends, maybe even coworkers here that were like friends, you know, and maybe told them why you're deciding to move on or to distance yourself from this person. But I do feel like you're leaving this behind. For some of you, this may be a marriage, you know, or a fiance, okay? And again, this person is not going to be taking this so lightly. This person might say, you know, what happened to the promises you've made? What happened to the work that we put in? You know, what about what we're building here? But you really feel like it's time to go. I am going to pull one more card. Hi, my loves. So I'm not doing free personals right now, but if you would like a reading at the end of this zodiac read, I can do that for you. All you have to do is donate through my Cash App or Venmo. My readings are affordable. And my Linktree page will be able to inform you of my prices and redirect you to where you can pay. All right. But I would love to answer your questions. All right. Overall energy for this group. All right. I'm only going to take the top card. We have number 17. Again, I do feel like this is about marriage, relationships, you know, connection with somebody. Again, I do feel like some of you here may have really walked down the aisle with this person, but you've accepted the fact that this isn't going to work out. It just, maybe you feel like you guys are really going in different directions. You know, it's just not going to work. You just feel like it's not going to work. I am going to read a bit of that card. Also, I'm feeling here is that you also have something to celebrate. Maybe you've gotten a job elsewhere, right? And this is a great opportunity for you to start over and to find yourself and to find peace within. But this says, with movements, upgrades, and improvements, I bring spring and the change of seasons. Sometimes my symbol stands for a new family addition or simply a new state of evolution. I can be your move or your next promotion. Okay. So yeah, that is what I have for those that resonated with this card or this pile. I hope you guys choose to hit the like button on your way out and maybe even subscribe to my channel or follow me on TikTok. All right. Hello to those that chose this card or that were drawn towards this card. What is the forecast for you guys in the month of April? Let's see. We have 4 of Scrolls, the Karmic Trench. Oof. Okay. So let me tap in here to your energy in the month of April. Well, for one, the number 4 is really standing out to me for your reading. I do feel like family is really important to you. Stability is very important to you. These are my honorable people. You would love to you just want to do the right thing automatically. You know, you're a good person. You're very solid in that regard. No one really questions, well, I mean, no one with a stable and sane mind would question your loyalty or your integrity once you choose to devote yourself to something. Let's see here. Or this could be, you know, the person that you're asking about for some. Okay. Take what resonates there. But somehow you feel like you're doing this alone. For some of you, maybe your family is no longer on this plane of existence. You know, maybe, you know, your mother or father has passed on. Some of you may have not had a father, maybe only a mother, okay, or vice versa. But I just feel like there's some distance between you and your family. And for others, they may not have passed on, but there's just maybe some physical distance here. And you feel like you're doing this work alone in the month of April. Some of you also are trying to create a legacy for your family. You know, maybe you're very grateful of where you came from, of your culture, of your backgrounds, and you want to contribute to that in some way or another. Maybe you want to make your bloodline proud. You know, it would mean so much to you if you were able to do that. But I do see you struggling in the month of April. Let's pull some tarot here and see what else is going on. Also, you may be sentimental and may have brought or kept a few bags from home, right? That you just couldn't live without. Again, because maybe they mean a lot to you. They're the only way that you can physically connect to your family, to your loved ones. Okay, in the month of April, we have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Surprise, surprise. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Hierophant in the reverse. We have, they're telling me to put this in the upright, so I will. The Page of Wands. Okay. On the deck, the Seven of Cups. All right. Some of you are really dealing with a lack of self-worth. You may be putting some distance between you and a Queen of Cups. Could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, doesn't necessarily have to be. But you may be putting some distance between you and this person. This person, I feel like, is very intuitive. Could be very psychic as well. I feel like this person doesn't really say very much, but feels and thinks very deeply. And I feel like the challenge is you don't really know where you stand with this person. What is this person really thinking? How does this person really feel about you? Okay, for others, maybe it's a mother figure of yours. Perhaps you've put your mother on a pedestal and you don't want to make your mom feel disappointed in you. But you feel like maybe these expectations are really big shoes to fill, you know. And your mom may be very successful. Maybe she makes it look very easy to succeed and to balance everything out. And you're like, I don't know if I can live up to all this, you know. And for those where this is a lover, perhaps it's some ways the same thing, you know. Maybe you feel like this person is so emotionally secure, or it seems like, to you, it seems like they're pretty content in their own space, in their own world, within themselves. Maybe this person also you may fear is stuck in the past. But you feel like you're not good enough for them. Like your offer of commitment may not be enough. But I do see that you're wanting more. You desire more. And a part of you, Page of Wands, wants to pursue this connection here. You know, it's like this is self-sabotage on one hand. This is, I gotta distance myself, I gotta walk away, but then you kind of turn the other foot and decide that, you know what am I doing? Like, I just feel like I should take a risk, take a chance. Otherwise, you know, I'll always live with that what if, with that regret. And so I do feel like you're conflicted. You know, and this may all be in your head because for scrolls, I see you continue to work. I see you working towards something. Okay, so maybe nothing in your physical environment has really changed, but your inner world is definitely going through like a little storm here. Let's pull a gemstone and see what's going on here in this connection with your person. Okay. Of course, we have Pearl, intuition. Intuition is seeing with the soul. And this person does read your soul. Okay. Something that I'm getting. Bottom of the deck, by the way, is selenite magic. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it, is what that says. I know, sorry, the lighting, that glare is pretty bad. But yeah, it's, you see this person having your children, you know, or you could see them maybe being a really good mother. And maybe this person reminds you of your mom in some ways, you know? I think you're searching for the where in this connection. Where is this leading you? What is the purpose that this person came into my life? Okay. Overall message here in the month of April. Overall message. Okay, I'm going to pull one card. We have 33. You can either nurture this love, this tenderness, this connection, or you can sabotage it and let it go and let this person go. You know? But I do feel like this person is a treasure. This person is very beautiful on the inside. And, you know, probably on the outside too. If you're feeling this person is too good for you, you know, this person may be very attractive also. But yeah, that's something that you got to decide. Will you set this person free? Or will you tend to this connection? It's really up to you. Okay, in the month of April, You're still kind of going back and forth there, but you're definitely seeing the value of this connection. All right. Thank you to those that chose card number 2. If that resonated, I hope you choose to hit the like button on your way out and maybe subscribe to my channel or follow me on TikTok. All right, moving on to those that are drawn towards the last card. What do we have? What's the forecast for April? We have the King of Keys. Okay. So, I'm hearing it's time that you forge your own path. You may have worked with a lot of people and felt like you were not moving forward. Maybe you felt like you couldn't truly express yourself. You didn't really have as much freedom to create, and it felt too stuffy. And I feel like in the month of April, I'm hearing you're wanting to go your own way. Go your own way. But that song is something that's, you know, kind of coming to mind for you. I think you're very creative and you have a big vision, and you feel like these people are really just getting in your way. And you're thinking about moving on. You know, is this something that makes you happier, that gives you more freedom in the month of April? This may not be happening in the month of April, but maybe you're really considering it. You know, it's really influencing this decision of yours in the future. Also, you may have animals. You have pets, maybe. Okay. Doesn't have to be. All right. We have 4 of Swords. We have the 2 of Wands. Okay. We have the Ace of Cups. And one more card here. The Fool. You can go your own way indeed. Bottom of the deck, the King of Pentacles. So, in the month of April, I do feel like you're finally going to have clarity. And for you, this means going after what your heart really desires and taking a big leap of faith in a new direction. Okay. I feel like you've, really been asking about this for a while. And really the answer is to follow your heart, Ace of Cups. Now, something else that's coming to mind here as well is a love interest. Okay, for some of you, you've been thinking about whether you should reach out to somebody or you should pursue a connection. and maybe you aren't really sure about it, maybe because there's obstacles in the way, maybe there's some distance between you and this person, or maybe you guys have been in no contact for some time, or it's just that this person just doesn't really know you, but you know, you're very attracted to this human being, and you're wanting to, again, maybe introduce yourself here, say, hey, you know, how are you? What's going on? You know, and really putting yourself out there. Also, in the past, you may have dealt with fears of commitment. Maybe part of it is because of your upbringing. Maybe you didn't have the most stable upbringing. Maybe you were, you know, maybe traumatized or hurt when your parents divorced, okay? Or, you know, maybe your mother wasn't the most stable person in your life, you know, just maybe you had multiple fathers, you know, or dads, I should say. Like one, I guess, biological father, but maybe many dads or something like that. And you just saw them come in and out of your life, and maybe your mom was codependent. I don't know your story, but I do feel like your background story and where you came from definitely made you fearful of commitment, because to you, you know, it wasn't a sure thing because of the history that you've been involved with, meaning your parents' history or your guardian's history. You know, you just know that's when you walk down the aisle and say I do, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is really forever. And or just because you make that promise to each other and really try to stick it out doesn't mean it will be healthy, you know, or it will be sincere. And so you know, all the wrong reasons why people get married or people stay in marriages. You know, you see it, or you're just aware of it and you're afraid of it, of manifesting your fears. But I do feel like you do want to have a good time. You know, you got to live a little, you know, with the Fool card. And so I do feel like you're going to take this initial step towards somebody that you're really attracted to. For some of you, that's something that I'm feeling. And maybe some of you are wondering, like, maybe this could be my person. Who knows? You know, this person could be the one. Who knows? All right, let's pull an oracle card here. Also, I'm hearing online, maybe you're going to take a leap of faith and meet with this person that you've met online or on a dating app, okay? Doesn't necessarily have to be, but that's coming to mind here. And if you are, I just want to say, just please be smart about it. That's all I'm saying. Take precautions. Alright. Okay. I'm only going to take the top card here. We have Moonstone. Secrets. If you want to keep a secret, you must also hide it from yourself. I do feel like this group, you struggle with dealing with your emotions, and it's almost as if like you don't know how to handle it, or you just don't know what to make of it. And so some of you kind of may be running from these emotions of yours. I'm just saying. okay, at least in the month of April. You also may withhold information from a lot of people. Like, I think you don't even like to talk about some of your feelings or maybe your past situations here. But the person, if you're connected to a person or you're crushing on a person here, I do feel like this person is very much like an open book. This person, I feel like, is willing to share their emotions with you, their honest emotions with you, and really get to know you. So, you know, if you're not ready for that, I would suggest looking elsewhere. Okay, but who am I? I don't know. I'm just a pair of talking hands. All right, overall energy here. Okay, we have number 22, right? We have two different paths, two different doors. What decision are you going to make? What door will you choose? You fear consequences. I think you fear finality and not being able to erase or go back. And so in the month of April, you just may be testing the waters, seeing how this goes until you're absolutely certain that you would like to invest more into something here. But again, I do feel like some of you guys, maybe quite a lot of you guys really, really struggle with committing to a path, committing to a person. You guys are very independent. That's very clear, even when it comes to your work or your job, your career. You just kind of want to do things your own way. Again, you're just wanting to be independent. You go after things you're very attracted to, but will it stick? I don't know. You know, I just feel like you guys are kind of constantly being on the move for now. All right, thank you for those that chose this card, number 3. If this resonated, I hope you choose to hit the like button and maybe subscribe to my channel and maybe follow me on TikTok. All right, that is the reading. All right, thank you guys. Bye.